Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to the Ruslan G YouTube channel, and if it's your first time to the channel, don't forget to smash that subscribe button because you're gonna learn everything from finances to investing on what I believe to be the greatest investment channel on the planet Earth. Maybe when we're on Mars, maybe it will be a whole different channel, but we'll see. But in today's video, if you clicked on it because of the title, or if you watched my other video, I'm gonna link it up here. I linked to this video, and that is talking about inflation and how big of a problem it is. If you haven't watched that first, go watch that. And in today's video, I'm actually gonna be just telling you the 10 skills that you can do from your couch. You can just be here, you know, if you have a laptop, you can actually do all of these things. And in most cases, these skills pay more than a 9-to-5 does. And you can learn these within, maybe 3, 6, in some cases 12 months, but essentially less than a degree. And that's kind of the goal, because most people say, I make minimum wage and I can't do this, and it's really, really hard to get out of this thing that I'm stuck in, flipping burgers. And in this video, if you are in that scenario, or if you know someone in that scenario, go share that with them, because in today's video, I'm gonna share with you the 10 skills that you can start implementing today. You can go ahead and go Google them, go research them on YouTube, but I'm just gonna tell you the 10 skills that pay more than a 9-to-5 do, and you can learn them in a very short period of time. The very first one on the list is Facebook ads and Instagram ads, pretty much advertising in general. But you can learn this skill and you don't need a degree to do it, because a lot of small businesses, they don't want to go to a marketing agency and pay lots and lots of money to have them do their advertising for them. They would rather pay someone local, and in most cases, someone that has some skills. So you might have to spend some money to try this out, maybe get some of your own clients first, maybe even do it for free for a little while. But essentially, this is a skill that you can learn essentially all from YouTube and just Google. The next skill on the list I have is copywriting. And this is something that you can do on Fiverr and maybe other platforms that are similar to Fiverr, like Upwork. But essentially what you're doing is you're taking someone's written work and you're just doing copywriting for them. So it's really, really simple. And you probably have to have a good understanding of the English language to do this, because most people, when they hire someone for copywriting, they need someone to be able to dictate very, very proficiently. So that's really important. But copywriting is a very high valuable and very high paying skill. The next one on the list is biz development. And most of these require MBA in order to do a pretty good job at, but you can take a Udemy course on biz development and pretty much get the basics down and help other small businesses and entrepreneurs start their businesses out. And it's a really high paying skill. And I think it's really important to get started in something like this. So the next one on the list that I have for you guys is iOS development, and the one strictly right after that is just Android development. And the reason why I wanted to separate those two is because they are different in the aspect of you might have to learn different coding languages in order to implement those, but go check those out. Those are really high paying skills, especially right now. And these skills will help you build apps or widgets for companies. Typically, these are like small companies, medium-sized companies that have a website, but they don't have an app, but maybe they're trying to find someone that can build an app for them. And of course, you might have to build some kind of demo apps or just dummy apps that you would have to show someone that as soon as they become interested in your product or service, you can show them and say, look, this is something that I've done for another client, or something that I just built not too long ago. If you want something like this, I'm more than happy to do it. And that will get your foot in the door for the first ever project. And these pay really, really well. The next one on the list is mobile game development. And you probably have heard of mobile game development all over the internet, right? There's a lot of apps that are coming out that say you can make a game very, very simply, but you probably still want to know the coding language for this, so that way you can understand how an app actually functions, and that way you can make really, really good apps rather than making an app that doesn't do so well and gets kicked off the market or something like that. So you don't want to build a crappy app, you want to build a good app, and in order to do a gaming app, you need to have some fundamental knowledge, but go research that. It's a very high paying skill. Flappy Birds brought in billions of dollars. So if you make a really good app like Flappy Birds, it can pay for the rest of your life spending, which is super incredible. But there are apps like that, game apps, that have paid really, really well and continue to pay really, really well to the developers over the long periods of time. The next one I have on the list is website designer. And similar to the iOS and Android designer, you need to know some HTML, you need to know some coding, you need to know some things like WordPress, and I actually do a little bit of website designing on the side, but essentially this is a really high paying skill, and a lot of people need websites because more and more people are getting into entrepreneurship. Go look into it. You might be interested in something like this, especially if your eye can really see what's designer friendly or not, and what might be flowy, and you have maybe some marketing knowledge. Some stuff like that is important in the website design element. but essentially you can make a custom built website in, just a few hours of work, but you need the skills first. So go do some research on how you can, kind of build that portfolio of skills. There's a lot of different platforms that you can learn on, especially YouTube, Google, those are the free ones. And then also Udemy is a good one, but go check that out. I think website design is an absolute fantastic way to make income nowadays, especially if you like that type of work. And so next on the list, I have 3D animation, and 3D animation is very similar to 2D animation. And so if you're interested in doing that kind of work, go check that out because it's a lot of fun. So if you've seen like Pixar, Disney, those types of shows, they all use 2D or 3D animation. Most of it's 3D animation nowadays, but there's a lot of different type of content that's coming out with 2D animation to this day. So go check that out. It's really, really valuable if you are interested in that type of work. Everyone needs an animator nowadays, especially people that are starting out their own business, that type of stuff. You can even make logo designs being a 2D animator and 3D animator. You can do all types of stuff for people, and you can even get your first gigs on things like Upwork and Fiverr as well. The next one is a skill that not a lot of people actually know about, but essentially you can design services for people. So let's say someone comes to you, like a client, maybe you would design the website or something, and they come up to you and they say, hey, I'm thinking about adding this service to my website, or I'm thinking about adding the service to just what I do, right? And I don't know how to implement it. It might even be a product that they want to implement, but they don't know how to implement it or even design it or anything like that. How do they approach their customer base with this product? They don't know how to launch. This is a great way that you can get your foot in the door as far as designing something like this. There's a lot to learn in the service design sector because every single product and service are gonna have different things. But if you can niche it down to something that you're good at, like maybe you design products specifically for spas and that's all you're good at, that's okay, right? Because there's a lot of spas that you can serve. Or maybe, you design a product or service for maybe an auto dealership, right? You're just helping other businesses design these products and services for their business, and then you're charging them just a small fee for doing this, right? So super simple. Go check that one out. There might not be a lot of information out about that yet, but maybe go check out some Google web searches or maybe try YouTube. But this one is a really interesting one to try out. And last but not least, I have on the list is a fulfillment coordinator. And what do I mean by this? Well, a lot of companies, what they do is they set up a Shopify store or they set up some kind of online business, right, where they sell a product online, right? And a lot of cases, they have fulfillments, right? They have to have a fulfillment distribution center, something like that, if they're big enough, right? But if they're small, they don't have that kind of capability, right? They have to go and ship out their products on either a daily basis or weekly basis, whatever it might be. But what you can do is if you can get a few businesses in your local area, right? Like maybe like you have like a few shops, like a GMC type stores, very small local type businesses. You go to them and you say, do you guys sell products online? And if they do, and they have had a hard time distributing those products, right? Going to a FedEx or UPS or USPS, they have a hard time getting to those every single day. You can say, look, for a small fee, maybe $100 every week, I'll come by every single day, pick up all your stuff and just drop it off, right? So super easy to do. A lot of people would sign up for this type of work, but even more so, a lot of businesses and business owners that have fulfillments that don't get their products out on time would love this kind of service. And I guarantee that if you go out and try to reach small businesses and offer this to them for a small enough cost, they will definitely take you on. And if you have like 5-10 businesses right next door to each other that you do this for, you're gonna make a lot of money. And again, these are the top 10 highest paying skills that you can learn in under 3, 6, 12 months at most that pay you more than a 9-to-5, and you get to work on your own schedule and be your own boss. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if it's your first time to the channel. And if there's something you'd like to see in a future episode, go leave it down in the comment section below. And without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next episode. And Lenny says bye as well.